I wanted to share a little something that I wrote this morning. It's called The Call of Fall, a time to gather for freedom. Remember when we could throw out the phrase, it's still a free country, and mean it? Not so much these days, and that is terrifying. Here's what's happening to all of our body/minds in these times. We lash out, we run, we appease, we hide, aka the fight, flight, fawn, or freeze response. Our nervous systems are spinning through these options like a wheel of fortune at a carnival. You can hear the tick, 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 tick as we Americans stand there with faces agog, looking up at the wheel of misfortune, listening to the carnival barker say, "Step right up, folks. What will be your fate? Will you scream again at the nightly news or pick a fight with a loved one or stranger? Tick, 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 tick. How about disappear into a gin and tonic or another ketamine drip or pack up and leave for another country? Tick, 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 tick. Maybe you'll hope that if you negotiate with him, let him see you bend the knee, he'll move on and pick on someone else. Tick, 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 tick. Maybe you should just sleep all day. Or even easier, step away from the pain by inhaling hours and hours of some content on a screen somewhere. Have you seen those adorable kittens? Hot dancers, car crashes, cleanup videos? And of course, hope to wake up when it's all over. 9 months into this nightmare, I see myself spinning through these options daily in a panic while I ponder, should we sell everything and move to Ireland? Tick, tick, tick. Maybe I'll have that beer with dinner, or maybe at 4 I'll just take that gummy to take the edge off. Tick, tick, tick. How do I channel my rage without giving myself a fucking stroke? Truly too possible at the age of 62. Tick, tick, tick. What can little old me do beyond voting to make a difference politically? Can you tell that I've been waking up a bit in a panic feeling? Alone and scared? Fall is calling. Having just returned from lots of summer travel that brought me joy, some work, time with friends, and a whole lot of blissful distraction, I am now staring at the calendar and facing the looming fall season. I know that I cannot stay on this fucking wheel of misfortune, torturing my nervous system and peace of mind for much longer. I sense the approach of the fall vibe. That time of the year when things seem to get more serious and heavier in some ways. Like, even though you haven't been to school in decades, there's this feeling like a narrowing of your time and freedom to play, distract, and lollygag is going away. It's that part of us that knows that settling down and focusing will be upon us soon. A change is in the air. Can you feel yourself kind of getting ready to get ready for something new? I can feel it in my bones for sure. The combination, though, of exhaustion from the tick, tick, tick of my nervous system in a heightened state with the tick, tick, tick of time, I've gotten clear about a week ago that what I need more than ever is some community, some space that can hold me in my confusion, my longing, my desire to figure some fucking shit out. Community can be many things to each of us, but in this context, I'm defining it as, a space where we can land. We can put down the mask and life tasks where we can let our hearts be held by a space bigger than us, where we can feel nourished. It's where I know I can no longer feel so alone with the tick, 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 and where maybe I can find out what's really beyond it. As many of you may know, and many of you may not, I have had an on again, off again mindfulness practice, a la Thich Nhat Hanh and his path for almost 30 years now. And although I, like many of us who have this kind of practice, my daily practice is hit or miss, and it certainly has been that way lately. But it is the rock under my feet that I return to when I really, really need to remember the essence of life. But interestingly enough, it's not just the doing of the practice of meditation or even listening to the teachers of Thich Nhat Hanh, who's a Zen master, that are essential. It is those things plus the being of community, which in our tradition, in the Buddhist tradition, is called Sangha, Sangha. You see, Sangha, community, this is the secret sauce where my nervous system has a real opportunity to find its flow state, which is that calm state where the parasympathetic nervous system kicks in, and I'm able to regroup and harness my sense of power, autonomy, you know. Being with others who are holding space for their own churning hearts and the collective suffering, while also activating our hearts to touch the reality of kindness and love and joy that really is available to us in every moment is what has been really missing for me lately. So last week I found myself a local community, a sangha, that is part of the larger order of interbeing that Thich Nhat Hanh founded. And you want to know where I found them? About a mile from my house. As I sat during the Saturday morning meditation with them, tears streamed down my face as I knew I was home. I had arrived. I was home in the here and in the now. I had returned to a space that allows me to pause, open my heart, take off my mask that I wear like we all wear, and listen to the tick, tick, tick of the wheel of misfortune, but not fight or flee or fawn or freeze. It allowed me to sit with what is while also plugging into what also is, which is the kindness of my fellow humans, the joy of a moment of beauty, the impact of engaged action that comes from all of our innate talents and our hard work and the privilege of the lives that we have been given. All of this just a mile away from my house. During these world-changing times, I believe that we are being called to look at what is right in front of us, what's right here that can give us the opportunity to heal and thrive and live out our longings, our passions, our dreams. We're being called to live certainly in a new way and find what sustains our hope and purpose with what is nearby, not over the rainbow or beyond the horizon. Those views are just too big right now in a world that is it is not giving us a lot of access to the hope of those spaces right now. And and I really truly do believe and have no doubt that those rainbows and those horizons with the hope that they instill will absolutely return. And when they do, I want to have lived. I want to have participated in my life. And I want to be ready then for what what needs to be ready then. And so I and maybe some of you know that there is some work to do first. We need to find our bearings, our feet, keep our voices front and center, and express ourselves creatively and politically and lovingly. What's right in front of us. So, are you feeling the pull of the narrowing of the season? And might you be pondering if you need some community to settle into also? It might be as close as a mile away or in the next room. It might be sitting in your garden or park nearby and becoming part of nature, our first community. It might be connecting with your neighbor and your neighbors over a meal or a game of mahjong or something. It might be a spiritual or athletic or some sort of play group that you've not connected to in a while. It might be a subtle pull to sign up for some volunteering in your neighborhood, community, city, or even just talk to an old friend or family member who just knows your heart. It might be finding that space where you can get the knowledge and support to help yourself be ready for when those rainbows and horizons return with their invitation to take some bold leaps. No matter what, it just might be time to take a small step towards it now, to look what is right in front of you, close by, an easy reach. Having spent what feels like my whole life in the horizons of possibility. What's the next big thing? What star can I shoot for? I am now sure that these times are calling me to see the beauty, love, and opportunities that are right in front of me, as close as my meditation cushion. Some things that I have to offer. If you want to get off the tick, tick, tick of the wheel of misfortune for a few minutes and need some community this particular week, I am going to do a little meditation and Q&A on Thursday, August 28th at noon Pacific time. And you're free to ask me whatever you want. If I can answer it, I will. Uh, I tend to not want to make it about my father, FYI, just putting that out there. But if I feel the question is pertinent to all of us and maybe a perspective or a practice that can help all of us right now, then I'm fine with talking about him. He is a lovely person. Of course, he's my dad. Uh, and maybe some of you or all of you know that much of my work the last 20 years has been creating spaces for others to gather in community where I have had the privilege to share what my creative mentors and spiritual teachers and academic programs and professional paths have given me in my own pursuit of creative freedom and deep personal transformation. Each of those communities and conversations are part of the building blocks of what gives me the courage to share myself through my work daily. And these days, of course, that work has a home through my Humans on the Verge venture. Humans on the Verge was created to give others the space to ground themselves in their mind, body, and soul so that they can find their courage to express what their heart desires to say, make, and do. We host courses, and conversations that help you to recognize what you must express to feel like your life has meaning and purpose. We foster the courage for writers to write and humans to express themselves in ways that feel real and alive to them. We have tools to help you morph what is getting in your way, that support you to express your creative voice and personal power, and most importantly, as I said earlier, give you the time and unconditional space so that your heart and soul can stay resourced mentally and emotionally, psychologically and spiritually as possible. So if you are feeling the pull of fall and community, we have some amazing things happening this fall. We have our ongoing work for those of you who are looking to make a big life change or have just lived through a big life change and want to know, what the fuck do I do now? We hold conversation and space for people who are looking to step into a change with their current leadership position. And I'm talking to those of you who are dreaming or heading towards retirement or wanting to shapeshift your ambition. And what I mean by that is where your ambition has taken you so far has run its course, or it's no longer serving you and you want to change. And for my seasoned and budding creative writing brethren, if you finally are ready to do something about your dream of writing that novel or memoir or screenplay or book of poetry or, I don't know, an updated American Declaration of Independence, whether you're an old pro or a beginner, if you've got something jangling in your head and heart and you need some community and some conversations and a little structure, we have that too. And in all of these categories, we have a clear path that helps people at all levels who are looking to make different levels or all levels of time and money investment. We really do try to serve a wide community with wide needs. And for my writer folks, in fact, we do have a little free mini course starting next week called How to Find and Write the Stories Your Heart is Most Hungry For. And that'll be with Holly Payberg Torhia and myself. So those are some things that we're up to and we are doing. And you can find all of that in the body of this Substack or this email or this description here on YouTube, whatever. There's plenty of links in there. But I just want to circle back around to the beginning, which is that there is this phrase, it's still a free country. And for many of us, it is. And for many of us, we know that the rainbows and the wide horizons are not present for us right now. And so I really do invite you, in whatever way you need in your life right now, to pause and sit and connect with something that feeds your heart and soul, and surround yourself with people that you feel safe enough to be held in the space and take off your mask. I know for so many of you, you hold space for others all the time, whether it's your family or maybe you lead a space like I do, or you are a leader in some position somewhere. But no matter what, most likely you are holding space for someone or something. And so I really do hope that you can find a space for you right now as we head into this darkening of the year, fall and winter, that you have a space that is nourishing your heart and your soul and your nervous system and your dreams.